And I'm going to be talking about legalizing prostitution. Prostitution is common in our society. It's present in most towns and prominent in large cities. You find it in dark alleys, in back streets, or even the home next door. Prostitution has been around for a long time. However, it was viewed differently in older societies than what it's viewed in societies of today. In 2400 BC, the ancient Sumerians ranked prostitutes alongside of lady doctor, a scribe, barber, and cook. In the 600s BC, prostitutes and brothels were common in ancient Greece, and in the 180s BC, throughout England and France's histories, prostitutes and brothels were easily accessible. And even in the colonial America in the 1699s, prostitutes and brothels were a normal part of society. It's common for power position people to seek the company of prostitutes. Kings, popes, and presidents are no strangers to prostitution. King George died from syphilis. Pope Borgia was well known to frequent young girls, and even Presidents Kennedy and Clinton had public affairs while in office. Sex sells. It's everywhere. In general conversation, in television, all of the media. It's found in every stimulus that we encounter. Entertainment, media outlets, food advertisements, it's everywhere. Sex is something that every animal on earth does. Most do it for procreation, but as humans, we do it for fun. Bartering sex for benefits is just another way of saying prostitutes. In some cases, there could be an arrangement to pay the rent, to have access to food, to pay your utility bills, or even in the case of the movie Forrest Gump, an education. True ownership of anything is shown through the ability to buy and sell at will. The unconstitutional illegalization of prostitution drives home the fact that none of us are truly free, proving that ownership of our own bodies falls under these same falsehoods. In 1971, all states except Nevada took this right away by outlawing prostitutes in the red light districts. What is so wrong and dirty with the thought of allowing a professional prostitute to offer their services? Mechanics are dirty, bakers get dirty, and even Florence Nightingale, the mother of nursing, is rumored to have died with blindness due to syphilis that she contracted while servicing the wounded and dying soldiers. I consider all of these professions no more noble than prostitution. Each profession is following the laws set by the government. Many times throughout history, governments have tried to regulate prostitution, whether it was for the money, the health, or a combination of the two. Porno is legal. They're paid to have sex on screen. 2 or more consenting adults participate in an agreed upon sexual activity and are compensated for that activity, whether it's professionally or amateur. Prostitution by definition. Media and the television portray prostitutes as disease-infested, drug-addicted, and unhealthy trash. I worked in the hospitals with a few women in Reno, Nevada that had worked as prostitutes in brothels before and during their nursing careers. They all had healthy lives with husbands and children. One of them claimed to have made $10,000 in one night by spending that night with a famous baseball player. Another claimed she made $40,000 for one weekend corporate party. They did their jobs, they went home just like all the rest of us do. They were respected and never judged by their peers in that society. Just as respected as the doctor down the hallway or the teacher up the street. When Nevada legalized prostitution, they set specific laws to ensure the safety of the clients and the working girls. First of all, a brothel is only allowed in a county with a population of less than 400,000 people. Next, prostitutes are required to register as an independent contractor. Legal prostitutes must be at least 18 in a few counties, but 21 years old in most counties. Prostitutes are required by state law to be tested weekly for STDs and monthly for HIV and syphilis. They are required to use protection with all kinds of sexual contact. Brothel owners are held responsible if a customer contracts HIV after a visit with a prostitute. No legal sex worker in Nevada has tested positive for HIV since 1986 versus the 500th illegal sex worker who was arrested in Las Vegas in 2008 that tested positive for HIV. Brothels boost the economy in the smaller counties. In 2009, the average income for a legal sex worker in a brothel in Nevada that only worked 1 week a month was at least $100,000, contributing more than $20,000 to taxes in that county. While I lived there, an 18-year-old auctioned off her virginity for $1 million while I lived there in Nevada. That's more money than most people make in a lifetime of hard labor. Safety. An illegal prostitute works in an unsafe environment on her own. Sometimes this leads to rape, broken bones, concussions, stabbings, torture, traumatic brain injuries, vaginal and anal tearing, even death, versus the safe environment, a brothel's controlled environment. It does away with the potential of all these dangers and violent situations. There's call buttons and intercom systems in the rooms, and the interaction is listened to, and if there's any situation or if the John becomes too rough or offers drugs, it's intervened. Prostitution's never going to disappear. It's always going to be here. The desire for sex is a primal instinct, and it compels all of us to search for a partner to fornicate with. Making prostitution illegal only hurts the public. It hurts them by taking away the potential revenue from the taxes and the cost of the licensure for the prostitute, and increasing the risk of STDs and placing the prostitute in unsafe environments. Nevada reduced the risk of the STDs astronomically whenever they legalized it. As licensed professionals, prostitutes abide by regulations just like a nurse, just like a doctor, just like any other professional. Sex is fun and very pleasurable. By legalizing prostitution, it can be controlled and supervised, making it safer for all involved. Having someone available to share this experience that's comfortable with sex and even makes the experience better. This takes away all the worry of the risks involved and helps the economy at the same time. It's a win-win for everyone involved.